Is being a virgin a turn-off for guys? 24F. They been talking to a guy. 26M. For a week, and the moment I told him I was a virgin he backed off. He's been saying that he likes me, that he wants to see where it goes, and then one day he started asking me some pretty intimate questions when I told him I was a virgin. He immediately went into a defensive mode, saying how he's not in a place to have serious relationship and how he doesn't want to be the one who took my virginity, even though I never mentioned that I want a relationship with him or him to take my virginity. The only reason I said I was a virgin was because I got a bit uncomfortable with his questions. On the other hand, my ex didn't mind that I was a virgin, but he tried so hard to convince me to sleep with him. When I first started seriously dating at 26, I was upfront about being a virgin to my dates. One completely backed off, definitely wanted a hookup. Another got extremely hyper-focused on my virginity, definitely wanted to have that prize of taking my V-card. And the other was extremely respectful and took things slow with me. He's now my fiancé. Obviously people are in different phases in their lives. But if a guy truly likes you, being a virgin or not should not be an issue. He was just looking for some friends with benefits with you, not a relationship. He assumed you'd get too attached if he took your virginity, as sex was all he wanted from you. I was a late virgin too, and this question terrified me as well. Now, with the benefit of experience, I know that anyone who uses the phrase, take your virginity, is not going to be a fun person to be intimate with. That is such an old-fashioned, gross attitude to a woman's sexuality. Your sexuality is not an object to be taken. Your first sexual experience will be an experience, not something taken from you, but a shared, respectful experience you contribute to equally. Someone who's really into you will do their best to help you feel comfortable enough to make it a really fun shared experience. They won't view themselves as taking anything from you. They'll do their best to help you have a good time together whenever you happen to be up for it. If any guys you're considering dating don't see intimacy and sexuality from that perspective, then you know not to bother dating them. Sex is important to a lot of people. He probably took it as you probably won't have sex with him. For me personally, yeah, because I wouldn't feel good about myself if we had sex and I then dumped you a few months later because it didn't work out. Also, if my only intention was sex, then I definitely would back off instantly with that remark. This is why I ended up just losing mine to a random one night. Because guys did one of two things. They either got weird and assumed I'd be all clingy if we did it, or convincing me to lose it to them became their whole personality. Both were a giant turn-off for me, so I just got it over with so no one could say anything anymore. For me, it was never a principle I stood by or anything. I just hadn't dated in HS and therefore never had an opportunity to lose it. Nothing is a turn-off or turn-on for all guys. That's stupid. If being a virgin is a major turn-on for a guy, though, probably watch out. I've never met a dude who specifically wanted a virgin who wasn't gross. Some guys don't want to deal with the emotional component that comes with taking someone's virginity and just want to hook up. This is purely based on my feelings. But I think most guys don't care one way or the other. They assume that at 24 and you being a virgin that you are waiting on someone special, and that means you will want a relationship. A lot of guys want a sure thing. That's just how it is. Not at all. But I guess some people prefer someone with the same experience as them. He was probably someone who just slept around and wanted someone with the same interest. Don't worry too much about it. He was likely not worth it to have a serious relationship with. IDK, if I was you, I'd go back in time and sell my virginity and make an easy 6 figures instead of giving it away for free to a person I don't even speak to anymore. Tears of joy. As a virgin of your age, he knew he wasn't going to get laid. He wasn't looking for a relationship. He was looking for someone to play with. When he realized that you probably aren't going to be willing to play along, he backed off quick. Most people consider sex a normal part of dating. Being a virgin at your age makes it likely you have different values than them. It's perfectly okay for them to bounce because you are looking for different things. It's laughable to think women imprint on the man who first gives the gift of dick. Sure, it can be a great experience, but to believe every woman gets obsessed and attached to the person who deflowers them is not true. It's simply the first time to have sex. And it probably will be kinda bad and awkward. I'd have fine if he doesn't want to commit to anyone, but his reasoning is stupid. He probably doesn't want to be the guy to take it from you. Some people are just uncomfortable with that. He'd probably feel guilty having sex with you as he thinks he's ruining you or something. Personally, I think it's stupid. Because it perpetuates a sexist societal construct. The hymen is not a sign of virginity. You can break it through stuff like exercise. Sounds like he was just looking for a quick win, and when he realized that wasn't going to happen, he looked for an excuse to get out. Nothing wrong with you, he just being a douche. To the guy who wants to stick around, it will likely not be a turnoff. I lost mine at 21 to someone who wanted more than a FWB situation. Beforehand, however, I encountered men who belonged to 2 separate camps. 1. Those who saw me as a conquest, and 2. Those who knew that meant I was hoping for someone who would care beyond a FWB situation. I had nothing against sex, and still engaged in other acts before losing it. But I didn't want to look back on my first time and hate the man it was with. And I can honestly say I have nothing but love and respect for him. Even though we're no longer together. Your honesty with those you date is proving itself helpful. You're weeding out the guys with a single sentence. And figuring out their true intentions. You'll find your person. Smiley face. Promise. It's more pressure than anything. I only accepted my GF's virginity because I knew I wanted to be with her and I saw us working out in the long term. The only thing I'd be worried about is some religious reason. That's a no-go for me. Other than that, not really. Some guys will like it, others won't. If anything, I actually have huge respect for this guy. He acknowledged how important taking a lady's virginity is. And knowing he wasn't ready for anything serious. He was open and honest with you instead of doing what many guys would have done. And that's taken your virginity then back off, leaving you feeling used. Although he shouldn't have just presumed you'd want to sleep with him. I think it's a case of credit where credit due for not trying to take advantage of you. Some men find it a turn-off. Others don't care. Others find it a turn-on. Avoid these guys.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.